already having connectivity issues, so we'll see where we go from there. So I was dropping frames like a motherfucker, so we'll see what happens. Our internet lately has been so bad. Like, there were at least 2 days where we had internet for maybe half the day. So bad. I don't know what's going on. It's not like I can blame the weather. Oh, that's not far enough away. How's everybody doing? I think I need to make this one further back. Sorry, I didn't get this done ahead of the stream. Like I said, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Gabe's teaching a watercolor class tonight on the stream, so hopefully he's got a good enough connection, because, oh man, when you gotta teach and your internet's bad, it's no good. Coming for you, Comcast. Or Mediacom, not Comcast. That's what I had in Minnesota. I don't think we have that out here. I don't know what we've got out here. Hi, Kat. How you doing? How's your week? Did you have a good week? Don't worry, I'll unblur everything in a minute. Once I get this going. This is gonna be a little bit interesting. I've got some different orientations here, which can make for some interesting taping. I'm gonna do 4 ATCs at once today, because your girl is behind on everything, per usual. So I don't deserve my personal projects today, not until I catch up. So I owe too many people too many things. And sometimes you just can't justify doing personal stuff when you owe so many things. So holiday times are crazy, y'all. Holiday times are crazy. Getting creative over here. Week was goodish. Glad it's Saturday. I feel ya. What was the best thing about your week? Let's keep it positive. What was the best thing? I like hearing what good things happen to people. Put that over there. I should be able to finally take down this curtain behind me too in the next stream or two. It's nothing exciting behind me, believe me. But at least it's not a pigsty, which it has been kind of since we moved in. This has been a multi-purpose room since we've moved in. It still is, it's just I've been able to kind of clear away what's behind me, so at least then you'll get some depth in the picture instead of just, a curtain. We had the Mister's holiday party last night, and that was really fun. Oh, good. Anything he can blackmail his coworkers with another time? I feel like that's the point of holiday parties. Knock everybody off their pedestal, see them at their most inebriated, and be able to have ammo to use the following year. Or I feel like that's what people usually use holiday parties for. Okay. Got that. this. I won't need these right now. Ooh. I will need these. I've so hardcorely dedicated this room to streaming that I put up a paper towel holder in the corner for paint. Paper towel things. It was just really fun. Okay, good. So otherwise, I know sometimes they can like go off the rails and get really awkward. You know? I remember holiday parties. Mine were fun though. Everybody I worked with, like, felt like a party every day we were going to work. I really miss that. I miss the money too. The money wasn't great, but it's better than what I got now. Oh, sorry for the porcelain noises. Alright. Got that, got this. Where am I gonna put these? I need to get a little, like, utility center. And this is just sad. This is a paper towel, like, tube. It's no good. I don't want to do this. I do what's easy lately, not what's best. Okay. So I'm gonna do, I think, a wash or two on a few of these. So these are all for patrons. I think at some point I might open up more of these slots because I really need the money. And I don't know, they're actually pretty fun when I take the time to do them. So let's see. That one needs more of a background of some kind. Put some foreground elements in here. Kat, does your work have a holiday party? Or do you work remotely at your work? I totally forgot. Oof, sorry. Try to avoid that. Well, I low-key hope none of these people show up. If they do, that's okay. I guess I just won't tell them which is theirs unless they want to know. But this person really likes inchworms, so I wanted to do something kind of cute with an inchworm. Inchworm bridge. I think it's going to be raining in this shot. I figured I really should stop doing super winter themed things in the winter because not everybody has snow and stuff during the winter, you know, so I don't have to stick to doing that, even though I usually want to because I really enjoy winter. But it's kind of hard. I'm like not really in the mood this year for anything. I am stressed beyond belief. Worst I probably ever have been. But I'm trying to stay positive about it. Anyway, but we have no snow. So it's hard for me to stay in the winter mindset when we don't even have snow. So, oh, yours was on Thursday. Why wasn't yours as fun as his? Is it the people or how they go about doing it? Like, what do you think it is that makes his so much fun? Okay, take a couple of these. Oh, let me make sure I have pictures of all these. If I don't have pictures of them, that's bad. So I need to take pictures. So I have like, yes. Oh my god, I don't. Ashley. Okay. So I've got that one, but not this or that. Dang. I almost made a pretty big boo-boo. Oh, I need to take a new one of that. Yeah, I didn't do much to that one. Okay. Oh, yours, yeah, okay. That makes sense. So, is it more about the types of people that are at yours? Like, his is maybe, what does he do? VFX? Stuff like that? And yours is more like financial people and stuff? Is that what you mean? This other one to kind of be blue, but also kind of green. So it's going to be rainy in this piece. You're not going to see anything really right now. Or maybe that could be a sunny one, actually. Maybe we need more sun right now. I guess rain wouldn't affect it really. Let's change it to sun. Sunny piece. And that one, I think we'll just make it warm. Just because he's really happy eating his tiramisu. Tiramisu? Tiramisu? Tiramisus? Got some washes happening there. Gonna drop in some other colors, I think. Need some pink. There we go. And for that one, I think I want blue instead of purple. The upper right is more of a winter scene, so... Hi, Shaladron! I think it's Kristen, yeah? Is that you? You own Shaladron's account? Oh, Cat, I see. You have to maintain, like, a certain... What am I thinking of? Professionalism, so they always, like... What's the word I'm looking for? Trust you? I don't know if it's trust, but they feel they can go to you, sort of thing. I'm really glad we restarted our router, because the stream would not have happened otherwise. I'm gonna let these dry for a minute. Well, that's kind of sad though. Because I feel like out of everybody in your department, you should be able to let loose a bit. Because, I mean, for the most part, isn't everybody telling you about their problems all year? Something like that? Like, I mean, you take on probably a lot of people's stress at work, don't you? If anybody should be able to let loose, it should be you. In my opinion. I'm gonna try to drop in a couple other colors, I think. I have no orange. I always have to make an orange. I'm getting kind of tired of that. I should probably just buy an orange. I do so many candles and things, it just makes sense to buy more orangey colors to have in my palette. Oh, good. Okay. So you have a good amount of people in HR then? Oh, I suppose your company is so big. I'm so used to small companies. Like, every company I've ever worked for has either not had HR or has one person working it. I keep forgetting there are a lot of HR people typically for HR, so. Oh, 7 of you. Wow. That's enough for a party all the time. Alright, that's my cue to leave that one alone. Let's go back over to this guy. I have to bring up some references. Fortunately, I don't know what tiramisu looks like from my memory. I don't know how many people do, but tiramisu. And I also need an inchworm. I really like the yellow inchworms, they're cute. But I also like the green ones. I'll see which one works better once I get more colors in. Okay. So this has, say, this brown. There's a little yellow mixed in this bottom part. I think it's this one. I remember holiday parties being really fun. I mean, I think for one of them we actually, like, we brought in Rock Band and we all played that. It's pretty good. I think I'm gonna work a little bit backwards on this one. Oh, 6 years. Oh, that is nice. Yeah, then you become more like family, you know? I totally get that. It's nice he's been there so long. Lots of fun perks, I suppose, that go with that. I think the longest I worked at a place was 5 years. And then I left, but I think that was the longest I've been at a place. It felt like a long time. Yeah, I suppose this year would be maybe one of the first years some people are actually getting actual holiday parties again. I suppose last year was still pretty, like, don't do it. Omicron, oh god. God, what a scary name Omicron was. 4, which is wild. That is crazy. Time goes, man. Time just disappears. It's the weirdest thing. It's so weird for me because, like, everybody I know has kids. So, like, that's a really good way that they can use, like, them to kind of see how much time has passed. It's a little trippy for me because it's not like, you know, my dogs really grow in the same way children do. So when I see my friends' kids and how big they're getting, I'm like, what? I feel the same, but, you know, everybody else is getting older. It's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. I can't imagine how that feels like if you do have kids and they're growing up. You must feel like you're aging at like double the rate, which I think probably has a nice little silver lining where you feel a little bit more pressure to do things more often, where somebody like me, I don't see the passage of time as often, so I don't feel as like the same kind of urgency. I really should, but I don't. Yeah, Kristen, totally. You must feel that almost daily. That's got to be a whole mind game there. Like every day, something new. Which must be magical. But at the same time, just like time just slipping. Just going every day. Like I have to remind myself of that sort of stuff. Like honestly, the only thing that really keeps my brain knowing what day it is knowing the streams coming up, honestly. Otherwise, I'm just like, I wake up, I work, go to bed, wake up, work. Oh, he'd be 3? See, that's what I'm talking about. If you asked me how old he was, man, I would have said a year or 2, maybe, tops. Like, I don't know if that makes me a bad person that I don't remember. I just feel like it hasn't been 3 years. Like, that's insane. Couple weeks. Did he have a January birthday? I forget. My birthday's in January. That's another thing. I'm not looking forward to being 37. My 30s have been great, but I'm getting close to 40 now, and that's a pill I don't want to swallow. Like, I have too much that I want to do that to be turning 40 is just like, I'm gonna freak out, I think. I'm not ready. Yeah, it feels like we just started. Oh my god. in 2023, like, see, what's weird is I feel years more than I feel what day it is. Like, the fact that I have some people who I'm still finishing their 2019 pet portraits, and don't get me started, because that's, like, I'm doing 2022 ones at the same time I'm doing 2019 ones. It's crazy. But anyway, like, and to realize how many years that's been. Like, thanks to COVID, I feel like those 2 years they weren't there. So, oh, his is December 28th. Oh, Christmas, New Year's, baby. Always make sure to separate his from the holidays, because that's one thing I know every Christmas, New Year's baby hates, is being lumped in with other holidays. They hate that. Every single one I've ever met. And I think rightfully so, you know. I think if I came out around that time, I'd be pissed too. Like, you want your own kind of little, you know, it's your time. Hi, Box. Been a month of Sundays. Oh, that's a good lyric. Yeah, I feel ya. Sorry I didn't stream last weekend. I've had too much work. Like, straight up. I'm too overworked, and if I'm not overworked, I'm not in a good mood. And I think there's one thing, like, as a streamer, you kind of have a responsibility. If you're not in a very good mood, and you don't think streaming will put you in a good mood, you should not stream. That's one thing I think is important to learn early on, because there are days, and, you know, rightfully so, that you can't be on. Especially if you're stressed all the other time, you can't turn it on that easily, you know? So, if you're a streamer and you wake up one day and you're like, no, dude, my mental state, not okay, don't stream. Because you'll regret it one way or the other. Oh, your husband's birthday's the 28th. Cute. Yeah, eat some food, cat. Don't fall behind on the food. That's important. Oh, Loranis is the 23rd. Wow. Well, she's such a good sport about everything. I can't see her complaining. She's great. The ones I do know, they were a little bit spoiled, so maybe that was the problem. Like, the fact that you guys don't overdo anything is probably a good thing, then they don't expect it all the time. So, I don't know what November's deal was, but it was crazy busy and lots of stressed out people. Yeah. My December's no better than my November. If anything, November was like, get ready, December's going to be crazier. I mean, honestly, nothing's, like, changed too much for me to make it crazy. It's just how much I need to do all the time. It never lets up. It's insane. We like Christmas babies. Well, what holidays were 9 months before Christmas? Because, I mean, let's say. So in March, I guess? March or... wait, February? Oh, Valentine's Day. You dog. Oh, Kristen. Look at you go. So when I found out, like, you know, my birthday's in January, and that puts me 9 months back at March. March is my dad's birthday, so that just immediately gave me like a, ugh. When I realized that, I was like, no. That means it was probably like a whole thing, like a birthday thing. I don't want to think about my parents doing that. Ugh. So I guess my advice is don't think 9 months back from when you were born to figure out what went on there. You don't want to know. Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. It's pretty funny. Simple quilt for his sister, and we've been waiting for the fabric for 2 weeks. Oh no! Is it in high demand right now? So what? How? Yeah, simple quilt. That's almost an oxymoron, isn't it? Well, how long are you gonna... Is it for Christmas? How long does it take to make a quilt? Oh, God. Oops. Oh, no. Sorry. I accidentally pinned that. I was trying to get rid of this guy. Oh, major postal strikes, right? I'm sorry. Three days, oh. Running out of time slots. Yeah, I could totally see that. I haven't heard much, admittedly, about the postal strikes. I've been staying off the internet as much as possible because all it does is it sends me down this mind spiral, and I don't need that when I'm already stressing about work stuff. So I've been just not... Oh God, an AI art. Don't get me started. That, my mind went down a whole thing with that, and I am just livid. So I don't even want to go there. Don't use the Lensa app. Don't use any AI art. Not now, not yet. But anyway. But yeah, I didn't hear what the strikes were for. I'm assuming they're just underpaid and overworked, as postal office people have always been, which is extremely too bad because they are so important. It's incredible. No pattern, simple, but ironing each block takes a million years. Yeah, I can't imagine making a quilt. That's gotta be... Wow. I have such respect for anybody who makes a quilt, though, let me tell you. Okay, so if blue was in the light, I think let's make it a purple. Purple blue. But it would be more green. So it'd be more red. Maybe. Yeah, I went a little ham the other day on the AI art, like pushback, so after I got burnt out from that, I got off the internet for a little while because I can't do it. I can't keep up with it, can't fight it. So I pulled back from it. Oh, wow. God, that's incredible. Quilts just feel like they would take a million years. I'm so impressed. That's not a happy brush. Don't like that brush. Was there at least one you got to keep, Kristen? Is quilting one of those things you can't kind of do while you're doing other things? Like, do you have to really focus on it? Or like, how does that work? Six blankets, degrees of success. Oh, that works though. Can never use too many sofa blankets. Oh, it's for Lorana. Oh, love to do a paper pieced hexie quilt. Oh, is that one of those ones that like you have to cut out a bunch of different triangles? Is that what those are? I'm taking a mad guess here. Rag quilts are fun and so easy. I've done those for family. Oh, that's nice. Are rag quilts just ones that are made kind of like with random pieces and stuff? Nothing like you have to calculate, I guess. You cut out a bunch of hexagons, attach them to a slightly smaller paper hexagon, and hand sew them. Do you actually, this is a stupid question, but do you actually sew the paper to the blanket then? Or, oh my god, I would need to see a picture because my brain doesn't work like this. Sure. Yeah, put a link in the chat so I can see what it looks like. I'm sure I'm not the only one that doesn't know what it looks like. There's got to be others. I meant to say that I love this collection of paintings. It's kicked off my rarest block trying to fill in the spaces. Oh, good! Oh, box, that's so good! Well, I am honored it did that. Thank you. Yeah, I got on a roll the other day. I was really burnt out and I was on the couch and I was like, I just need to doodle. And I was like, well, I need to make these ATCs this month, so... Oh my god, this is beautiful. So is there a piece of paper in each hexagon? Like that stays there forever? Is that how it works? Yeah, I hear you about that. Thing is, I've learned even when I'm not feeling creative, somehow it's still to create because I don't have a choice. With how much work I have to do every month, over time, I guess there's just, if you have to create, you have to do it. If it's your job, you can't afford to be, blocked or whatever. Oh, you rip out the paper? Oh. I really love that one on the bed, though. That's just a bunch of diamonds. That's great. Is that one easy to make, or is that the same sort of thing as the hex quilt? Oh, the paper's for stability. That makes sense. I'm surprised they don't have some sort of rigid fabric that you can use instead, so you could just leave it in, and it could be washed and stuff. That's surprising. I would think there'd be something for that. The one on the bed? Really? Oh man. That'd be so cool. Hey, at least you're gonna finish it though. That's definitely something to be proud of. You'd be surprised how many people don't finish it. So give yourself a pat on the back. Better late than never, right? This one should have some. Sorry for my sniffles. I have allergies. All the time. Oh no. Story mode. Yeah, you should feel good. It's impressive. Finishing any month-long challenge is definitely something to be proud of. Especially if you're doing one of the hard ones. So Gabe's actually teaching a watercolor class tonight. on the internet, so I can't be on here too long because he's gotta prep for that, but I'll be on a little bit. Should be able to get these pretty far. I think in January I'm gonna try to make more emojis, so at least the people who are subbed to me on here can have more to use than they currently do. Oh, that's okay, Box. We usually do one in the spring too, so if you want to join in that one, usually it's in March. But yeah, it's usually pretty fun. No matter when we do it, I think it's fun. I like getting drawings from people though. Alright, let's go back over to this guy. Let that go. We got some ladybugs. I'm not a fan of the red I have. It's like too red, but then if you dumb it down, it's like not red enough. It's a really weird red. I am gonna do orange first on them. So I want them to be in the sun. So they're gonna be a lot brighter. This one will have to be somewhat in the shade. But we'll do this and then I'll cover them with some red. So it can kind of blend. Yeah. Cracked out my studio palette. After starting, bought a 65 pan palette and just filled with hot. It's been fun trying to figure out what the hell I was thinking. Oh no. Hey man, sometimes you get on that kick and you can't kick that kick until you've done it, I guess. I know what you mean. Sometimes you gotta see the thing through and then later on you look at it and you're like, what the hell was I doing? Takes forever to use up. Yep. Pretty true. Oh, thank you, cat. How was your food? What did you eat? Was it good? Let's see, bright blue, be a teal. Let's get a teal going down here. English breakfast, perfect for the morning after a night out. True that. That's great. Does that, so like a true English breakfast, like you've got, was it blood pudding too? Is like beans, sausages, eggs, right? Am I doing right? It's 12 where you are right now? Whoa. You're 3 hours behind me? I didn't know that. Whoa. Why didn't that ever strike me that you were in a different time zone? So weird. Of course you are. Weird. Beans, bacon, eggs, hash browns, toast. Oh. But I want a full English. Oh no. Oh, okay. So, well, it's 3 here, so you're 2 hours behind me. Okay. Weird. Oh, time zones. You will never cease to amaze. Hi, Ringtail. How are you? Welcome. We're having a lazy day here. Well, doing 4 paintings, I guess. Lazy as it can get. I'm okay. Thank you for asking. What brings you to my neck of the woods? In the US, deciding to stop the time change is going to screw up my time clock so badly with your family. Is it? The fact that we don't change anymore is going to mess it up more? I would have thought it would have fixed it. But yeah, tell me how it's going to not fix it, because I'm super curious about that. Because I was thinking, like, for the longest time, who is this actually going to, like, not benefit? So, if you're one of those people it's not going to benefit, I want to hear about it, because I want to know why. Just out of curiosity's sake. Because I get the whole farmer thing. Like, farmers needed extra light and whatnot. The other weird thing is I read that, like, some people are going to still observe the change, which I'm like, what the hell does that mean? How can some people be an hour forward and some people not? Like, what do you mean observe the change? Like, what does that mean? So it's safe to say I'm pretty thoroughly confused. Doesn't make sense to me. But then again, me and time have never been friends, so that makes sense. Well, thank you, Ringtail. They're all for my patrons, so I'm kind of, while one is drying, I'm doing another part of another one. So it's if you're like me and you have a problem overworking pieces, this is a really good way to do it, because you're still working, you know, but you get to like dance around, and it helps things to dry, because a lot of the time with watercolor you gotta let things dry, and I'm so impatient, and it's like one of my worst qualities with watercolor. So to combat that, if I'm working on a bunch at once, I can walk away from the one that needs to dry, you know? So it really helps, honestly. But then Box, you never need to change it, right? So that's a little bit easier, maybe? Yeah, so from what I understand, Kat, all the US is not changing next year. But there was this caveat that I read about something where some people are going to observe the time change still. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. Oh, don't worry. Everybody can art. It takes a while. It takes a while. Arting is not an easy gig. The UK still changed. Oh! Wait a minute. The UK has had daylight savings? Does every place else in the world have daylight savings? I thought it was just the US. I'm so dumb, okay? Oh, you're a writer. You know, but everything just takes time. If you want to be a great writer, just dedicate it, you know, an hour to it or something every night, and you can do it. Oh my god, BST? Oh my god. What? My brain has exploded. I thought it was just the US. Oh my god. Man. This actually looks a lot like it's nighttime in here, so maybe I'll change it and go back to being nighttime. It's originally gonna be a rain scene, but I think I actually like the idea of it being nighttime, but I don't know, then I'd have to, maybe he's a glowy inchworm. I know they don't exist, but hi Sophia, how are you? Weird, I had no idea. I feel like I'm the last person on Earth to know this. Man. I mean, I keep my head in the ground a lot lately, but that's a bit much. Oh god, Box, I'm with you. I don't know how many times I've had to figure out time differences and it just never clicks. Never clicks. No explanation, just does not click. I do not blame you at all. That is weird, Kat. $18 hours? Jesus Christ. That's so much sun. Let that one dry for a bit. Let's go down to these guys. This one I'm not doing as quickly because it's just, I don't want to say it's not as fun, but it's just, it doesn't have as much to figure out as these other ones. Like this one has a lot of lighting, This one has lighting. Lighting. So this one doesn't really have any lighting, so I'm not really stressing about that one. Wow. 11 p.m. That's crazy. That's almost some Alaska shit. Dang. Trying to figure out what colors I want to do these books, but I also have to figure out like where the lighting is for them so it doesn't keep getting weird. Ooh, soft pretzels, wow. Alright, Kristen, enjoy. Wow. Yeah, I've never heard of the UK getting a lot of sun like that. That's news to me. I mean, I know you guys have like crazy cloudy days and stuff, similar to Portland here, but I didn't hear about the sun aspect. It's crazy. Well, Kat, when you lived in the UK, what do you remember? Were you over by where they are? Can't tell if that's oh, it is a hair. Oops. I might actually make this thing gold when I'm done instead of wood. Because it's always friggin' cloudy. Oh no. That's crazy. Hi, Denmark. I'm okay. How are you doing? I mean, truthfully, I'm very, 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 very stressed, but we're gonna keep it light. I'm not gonna go there. Yeah, that one's looking better. Long day, but achieved some good things and got a lot of gifts prepared. Hey, that's great. Good job getting it done. Proud of you. Let's go back up here. Yeah, well, I've been on a pretty stressful cycle for about 7 years straight now, so I'm half used to it, half a hair away from having a breakdown every day. That's what it feels like anyway. So I have to really change something because I can't keep this up. 7 years is a long fucking time. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I don't like talking about it on the stream. I'll go down a dark hole and take y'all with me. I don't want to do that. So, instead, I would rather hear a good thing that happened to you this week. If you have not shared it with me, I would like to hear it. I would rather spread some positivity if I can. And it can be trivial. It can be like good food you ate, stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Man, I've been having some crazy boring dreams lately. I dreamt last night that I reorganized my childhood room. What's that about? Why? Why would I dream that? I don't understand. And it's like, I was getting very technical about it, more than I ever did when I was a kid. I was like, well, if I put this here, I can't use that over there. I can't do this here, so why would I do that? Like, it got really intense with the thought process and everything. I'm like, why am I even thinking about a room I don't even have anymore? Couldn't I dream about a room I actually have so I could actually get something done in my dreams? But no. Here's this task to do in your dream that will have no bearing when you wake up. It's like, great, wonderful. Rose oil turned out amazing, and the cat's got a good review at the vets. Hey, that is good. I'm happy for you. That's great. Oh God, when the pets get a good bill of health, that's super relieving. You found some sculptures you thought were gone. Hey, that's good too. Hello, swan diving penguin. How are you? Want to get wine drunk and cry? I don't know, I have a hard time crying. I'm sure it's because I'm repressing something, but I cry at really stupid things. That's the weird thing. But I don't think I've ever gotten drunk on wine, specifically wine. Mom is a little chunky, but they were overall good. I think indoor cats, or just cats in general, they're allowed some chonk, you know. That sort of deal. I add more orange in here, I think. Need some more, well, maybe not orange, but like, you know. You've been a wine fountain? Whoa. That sounds intense too. Is that your official occupation, a wine fountain? Get wine drunk and cry. I feel like that should be a bumper sticker. All your walls are gone. Maybe that's good. If you can get yourself to cry then. Man, if I get a chance to cry, I take it. Like, if I sense the doors like creaked open a little since I never get to cry, I go for it. I lean into it so hard because I feel like, you know, if you're usually fighting it and then you get a chance to, you should probably take it. I think it's good for you. So dive in, brother. Feels sunny. I missed that. Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm leaning more into these ones that are brighter. I don't know. I struggle to emote, and every now and again I need whiskey and all sad songs. God, I feel that. Oh, panic attacks. Oh no. That's not good, Scythe. I'm sorry. Is there anything you can do to help with that? Or how does... I don't even know. Like, I've only been told once that I was probably having a panic attack. Otherwise, I don't know if and when I'm having them. Like, lately, if I get a little bit sad or, like, depressed, I just go and lay on the floor or something. I put up this video on my Instagram of just this little character just falling down on their like back or stomach or something, and they just lay there. I feel like that's what I do. I just do that. Just kind of the give up thing. You just lay there, but I don't know. Yeah, the temporary thing, that's a good one to help. Ooh, 18 years. If it works, it works, yeah. Well, I hope it helps for you, Scythe. I've heard from a lot of people that therapy has helped them. The one time I tried therapy, I shit you not, the therapist told me that I've got a good head on my shoulders and gave me some worksheets for some things I felt like I needed further help on, but she said overall, like, I don't have anything really to unpack. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Isn't that up to me to decide? It was using that BetterHelp site. I don't think I trust that place. I think I read that like half the therapists on there just aren't actual therapists and stuff. So I don't even know if I should have called it therapy if it felt not real or something. Drops groceries, proceeds to lay on sidewalks. Yeah, I can't do it outside though. I just do it in the living room or something. Gabe's super used to it at this point. It's just like my battery has run out. Oh, I hope they help you more than they help me. They didn't help me for shit. I think the other thing was the problems I wanted to talk about, I don't think they had any idea how to tackle it because some are art related, and I feel like I would need a therapist that's more geared towards dealing with creatives than just a run of the mill generic type thing. Because some of our problems, a regular person would just be like, oh, you just don't think about it or something like that. But like for artists, sometimes it's like, no, this is a big deal and I'm feeling it, so how do I deal with it? Hi, Polaris. What is the best and worst advice an art teacher ever gave you? An art teacher. Can I change it to art mentor? Or maybe like a friend? I feel like a lot of the good advice I've heard hasn't necessarily been from a teacher. Welcome. Yeah, Kat, I think it is therapist heavy too. I can't even attribute some of the stuff I've learned though to somebody. I think it's been like I've heard things all at once sometimes. Okay, so one of the things was actually something my husband told me once, and now we use it in the class, I guess, we teach. It's not really a class, it's like a monthly challenge, but for Journey June, he had told me you can't edit something that doesn't exist. So that's why it's good to just write whatever. If you're a writer and you do stories, which I'm an illustrator and writer, you need something to edit. So can't edit something that doesn't exist. You need to edit it. You need something first, so make the thing. Then you can start toiling over what works and what doesn't. Write it first. Finish not perfect, that whole thing. See, and I know Jake Parker got big for saying that, but I had learned it around the same time from someone else. I don't even know who. I feel like some of these things that get big, this knowledge that kind of explodes in the art community, all happens around the same time, and everybody's kind of saying the same thing. It's like a hive mind concept. So yes, I know Jake Parker got famous for saying that, but that's not the first time I had heard that. So that's where I'm like, the best advice I've heard I can't really attribute because I know at the same time everything kind of happened. You know what I mean? So that goes hand in hand. The can't edit something that doesn't exist, finished not perfect, those sorts of things. The worst advice. I can tell you one of the worst things that derailed me for a while, that I don't think it's advice, because no one really gives me advice, really. I'll have to think on that one, because I don't get advice very often, but someone telling you that being a jack of all trades is a bad thing. I always forget the full saying. It's like, jack of all trades, master of none. But there's another part of it. Is sometimes better than a master of one. Or it was like, jack of all trades, master of none, but is sometimes better than a master of one. Something like that. So for the longest time, I thought being a jack of all trades was a weakness. And granted, if there's something you want to do, typically being a specialist in it will get you better jobs, and you'll get really good at it a lot faster. But like, in my case, I'm doing watercolors right now, but I don't always do watercolors. I'm doing marker some of the time, I'm doing digital other parts of the time. I do certain kinds of markers and certain non-other things. It's just pastels, everything. So I'm kind of all over the place with that, but I don't feel like that makes me less of an artist. But if I really wanted to be a good watercolor artist, I would have to bog down and just do watercolor. But I know personally that would make me sad. I get a lot out of bouncing around with different mediums, different styles, different all this kind of stuff. That to me is the art portion that feeds me. And unfortunately, that's also from like an internet standpoint, when you're marketing yourself, it's going to make it harder for you to get a following, because people won't necessarily follow you if they look at your feed and they see all these other types of things. Like, I've got photos on there, I've got watercolors, I've got markers, I've got digital stuff, products, stickers. Like, it's a mess, right? But that's how art makes me happy. So I'm not going to change that. You know, if I wanted to dig into it and be crazy about it, I'd have like a watercolor account. I'd have a marker account. So at least those feeds are cohesive, you know, because then I'm doing branding that way. But that's not how I want to roll. So there is one thing. Thank you, Polaris, for the follow. If you want to get a following, if you want all that glory and fame and whatever, if you look at every single artist that's really popular online, there is one thing they absolutely all have in common, and it's that they're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I can't do that. I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the heart for that. But these people really love the way they're doing this one thing, and they're doing it really well, and they're getting follows for it. And, you know, their business takes off because of it. If you can do that, do it. You'll do great at, you know. Case in point, we have a mutual friend. My husband and I were both artists. We have a friend that when we started I started my freelance career like 7 years ago, we had a friend who was around like the same amount of followers we had. It was like 5K, something, 3 to 5K. And he's now up to, I think he's almost pushing 100K. And I'm barely at 10K, and my husband's not even at 10. And it's 7 years later. And him and I both have a similar thing where we just do what we want with our art. We don't have anything we stick to where our feed is cohesive. But this other friend of ours, his every drawing is the exact same style, same process, everything. And he just churns it out every day. Granted, they're easy and they're pretty sketchy and stuff, but they look great and they're all cohesive. And the people that follow him know every time he posts, it's going to look like that. And that's going to get you those people. It's a schedule sort of thing. It's they're able to predict what you're going to make. If people can't predict what you're going to make, unless they like the element of surprise, they're not going to probably follow you. So like my stuff just probably looks like a mishmash of things, but I've come to terms with it. I don't have pictures in my mind. The exercise was a light bulb. Oh man, I came in at a weird time. Oh, your art teacher told you to not do art? Your art teacher's a piece of crap human. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't understand why a lot of teachers just, like, don't encourage kids. Like, they discourage them all the time. Like, why would you do that? The kid doesn't know what they're doing yet. Don't discourage them. Whatever they want to do, just say, yeah, man, go for it. Like, they'll figure it out, you know? I don't know. It seems weird to just discourage them. I don't have a picture. The exercise was a light bulb for me. Memories are just like clothes, and sometimes you open the closet and they fall out. It's okay to look at them as you put them away, but it's just a sweater, shorts, etc. Oh, box, you mean like you don't have to put those memories on? Like, what's the rest of the analogy? Oh, Scythe abandonment issues, I hear you. No, don't cry at work again, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I can tell you some things, though, that I figured out over time. Like I said, I've never really idolized an artist or a teacher or anything and kind of followed everything they say. I've really found out things on my own, which is, I guess, the best way I've learned. So, like, tips that I think are important if you're an artist. If you want to try a new medium, don't buy a whole pack of, 50 colors of whatever if you're going to be like, I want to try gouache. Don't buy a set of gouache at the cheapest like brand. Buy like 2 or 3 tubes of the best brand and then try them. And if you don't like it, that's okay. But at least you tried the most premium kind of the thing and you didn't spend much money on it, you know? If you want to start drawing, don't go up to huge amounts of space. Like, start on these. Like, these are 2 by 3. I have an ATC template. I just have paper. I put down the paper, I put that down, trace it, and these are the size of trading cards. And I sell original paintings and drawings at this size, and people like them because they're cheaper than really big paintings. Things like that. But the reason is so that you get used to how to use a certain amount of space. And what I mean by that is you learn how to compose things. If you're not used to how composition works and like the law of thirds and all these other things and how to put a figure in a space and stuff like that, going to a huge size is going to make you panic. You'll have no idea what to do. But if you start at a small size and you move up from it, start at 2 by 3, go up to 4 by 6, 5 by 7, 8 by 10, and then go up from there. However big you want to go, you'll learn how to use that space. Now, you could draw something small and then use a projector to draw it big. But even at that point, let's say you did that and you started shading it, you wouldn't exactly know how to shade it appropriately either because you never did it on a smaller scale. So it's better that your paper almost grows with you. And I'm not saying, hey, don't try doing bigger things, whatever. Go for it. If you feel confident enough, try a bigger piece, see how it feels. If you're like, I don't know what to do with this yet, then stay small again. Go back to doing small pieces, all that sort of thing. Because that's going to help you to gauge kind of where you're at with knowing what to do with the space, you know? And especially if you want to get better at doing buildings, backgrounds, all that sort of stuff, doing it smaller, doing thumbnails, figuring out how perspective works, things like that. Doing it on a smaller scale makes it so you do it quicker and you fail faster because you want to fail faster. You know, failure has this whole connotation of, oh my God, I'm doing so bad, I should just quit. Know when to quit. I mean, that's important too. If you try and you're not having fun and nothing is working out, know when to quit. Maybe it sucks. Maybe you don't want to do it anymore. Maybe you never wanted to do it and you were doing it for the wrong reasons. Knowing when to quit is important too. And quitting is, there's nothing wrong with it. But failing faster is important too because then you figure out what doesn't work sooner. And that's why I usually say when you're starting like out as an artist, it's more important that you do quantity over quality. Okay, it's more important to do smaller pieces, kick them out, figure out what works, what doesn't, where your weaknesses are, whatever, because the faster you can pump out all these little pieces, you'll learn so many things, as opposed to doing one big piece and failing at that, you know? Unless that one big piece has a million different things in it that you can learn from, it's not going to help you. What's going to help you is doing tons of different littler projects. You know, maybe you drew a car and it was, you know, on a paper this big, and you did it for 20 minutes and you figured out some stuff and then you kicked it out. You're like, all right, I'm done with that. I'm going to go do a building, right? Think if you were one of those people that was doing a 9 by 12 picture of a car that you've never drawn before, that's going to have its own problems. You're going to spend way too much time on it. You're going to know what's wrong with it like the whole time. You would have learned more if you just did it on a small thing, you know? Hopefully that makes sense. No, Polaris, it's good. It's good. I think it's great of you to ask that. Sophia, don't eat the yellow snow. Aw, Swan, that's very sweet of you. Likewise, if you need any hugs, virtual hugs. Like not using... Oh, box? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good bad advice. Actually, I believe that for the longest time. I still believe it sometimes. Like if I'm doing a watercolor piece, I feel like I'm a less good watercolor painter if I do supplement something with colored pencil, pastel, regular pencil, what have you. I feel like if I use anything other than watercolor, then I didn't do watercolor well. And granted, if somebody can make a piece fully watercolor that's like exactly what they wanted, cool. But I mean, if you can't, use what you can to make it what you want. I mean, I think majority of things nowadays are mixed media anyway, and I think people are getting used to that. So don't feel like you're less because of that, Oh, great or terrible feelings. Just put up for a while, that's fine, but next time it falls on me, those emotions are a little less overwhelming. I understand, Box. Thank you for explaining. Hi, Evie! Had a show today, I'm back in my hotel room. 2-day show. Well, I hope it was good. It was a great location. Yeah, 2-day shows are nice. Yeah, Box, I feel you. I'm still shutting up that voice all the time. Oh, thanks, Denmark. Yeah, I'm happy with this little beetle guy. He's pretty fun. It's nice that these have all dried now that I'm talking so much. But yeah, I'm always here if you guys want art advice. I mean, if I just don't like imposing and throwing my advice on people if they don't want it. I learned the hard way that people don't always want advice. But if you open those doors, that's on you. I'm going to give you all the advice I know. Because, I mean, why not? I feel like sharing your experiences really can help people, like, avoid the problems you had. Like, if you can shave off time for somebody else figuring something out that took you a long time, why wouldn't you help them, So definitely. Oh, thanks, Denmark. Well, like I said, it wasn't originally that way. I was somebody who a lot of the time would throw my thoughts at people and things like that. And I learned after a while to just wait. And if people really want to know things, they'll ask you. And honestly, it's probably saved me a lot of heartache and like just stress, I guess. Maybe this should be a gray mouse. I think it'll be a gray mouse. Oh, where's my thing? Yeah, it's not the color I wanted. Well, I'm glad you can tell you've grown a lot, Box. That's super important. I know. I really did, Denmark. I really did. And I mean, I always wanted to help people, but the means by which I went by wasn't always how people wanted to hear it, which rightfully so. I mean, honestly, if somebody did it to me, I would be like, what? So I understand. I would have probably told me to shut up and stuff too. Let's be honest. But yeah, I think this mindset really comes from being a bit older. And it took me a while to get here. Because otherwise I would have just been like... I always wanted to tell people what I had experienced so they can avoid it, but a lot of the time it ended up sounding like I was just trying to brag or something, and I don't know. Everything I would say would come across wrong for a long time. So me learning to be quiet has been one of the biggest hurdles in my life, I'd say. Which is weird, because I started off a quiet kid. And at some point I want to tell everybody everything. And then it reverted again. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm an American. I don't know. Yeah, thank you, Denmark. You get it. Definitely. It is really hard to tell, though, when, you know, unsolicited advice is necessary and when it's not. I guess I'm learning that it's never necessary, but, you know, somebody wants to know, we'll know. And that's where it's nice Polaris came in and was like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'm like, oh, okay, so. Which I used to get a lot more. I used to get, when I started Twitch, or even up till a couple years ago, for a while, we were getting a lot of aspiring artists in here. And my husband and I we would usually stream together a lot, so we'd both be doing art, and then, you know, he could kind of talk about the comic side of things, and I could talk about the game side, because I was in gaming. And it was kind of a nice kind of, I don't know, perspective on both at the same time. You know, we could talk about similarities and differences between the industries and whatnot. So that was cool. But things at some point got too busy. I had to cut down my streaming time to like what it is now, which is once a week, if that. Like last week I couldn't stream because I was just crazy busy and not in the headspace. So it's been a little bit of a ride. What is a gift you'd want for Christmas that you know you're probably not gonna get, but if you did get it, it'd be cool? And you can't say like money. That's obvious. We would all like money. I would love money. Money would be great. We need money very badly. Like, we need money so badly. This year, I bought my first lottery tickets ever. I've never bought lottery tickets before. But I bought them this year because I was like, hey, who knows? Maybe. Oh, Cricket? Hell yeah. My Cricket, like, made my Patreon what it is. You should definitely get a Cricket. I mean, if you can, obviously. Get it, we got ours during like a Father's Day sale or something. It was during one of those sales, and I think that was the best time to buy it. Yeah, I haven't met anybody who regrets their Cricket at all. It is such a versatile machine. You can do so much with it. It's very worth it. Like, I think it took me a couple shows after I got it to have it pay for itself, but honestly, using it strictly for Patreon, it's paid for itself many times over. Like, just starting a Patreon tier 4 stickers, it does itself. It's pretty great. More time. Oh, Cat, I'm with you. I still really wish I could have that transition week between months. I really needed that between November and December this year. That's why it's like the first week of December, it's like decompressing from the end of November. Except I was finishing up Patreon rewards, so... Speaking of, Kat, have you gotten your envelope yet? You're one of the further away people, so I thought I'd ask. Because if you've gotten yours, then majority of people have gotten theirs. Totally new tools in a different brand. What kind of tools, Denmark? Like sculpting tools? Oh, not yet, Kat. Damn it. Well, I guess. Can somebody explain what's happening with the postal thing? Is it just underpaid and overworked? Oh, did you, EB? Okay. Okay, that's good. like I said, I went kind of crazy on the AI art thing the other day and posted a whole bunch of shit and then just totally overwhelmed myself and had to just get off the internet for a little while because I couldn't handle it. I still can't. Like, I think it's gonna become some kind of a trigger until I can chill out about it. I know for sure it's just gonna be a tender subject for artists for a while anyway. So be wary. Go a little bit darker on this one in the upper corner. Oh, power tools. Oh, yeah. I kind of feel you on that, because there's, we kind of like this one company that does, like, these interchangeable batteries that work with all their stuff, and our lawnmower has it, but it'd be nice if our weed whacker did, and all that stuff, but I totally get where you're coming from. Oh, cutie bee. You're gonna go on a little date. Aww. That's so sweet. I want to go on a date. There we go. That's a bit more what I was thinking. A mini vacation? Nice. Oh, that'll be so sweet. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Dog sit for a friend. Does that count? Yeah, it counts. You know it counts. Anything's a date if you want it to be. I think that works. Yeah. And then you can gaze in each other's eyes, and then the dog's eyes, and then each other. I don't know when Gabe's watercolor class starts tonight. I think it's like 7. But not entirely sure. Whoops. Well, at least he's not a brown mouse. If he was a brown mouse, he'd look way too much like Fievel. Yeah, I feel you, Denmark. Yeah, right now our weed whacker has a cord. Like, it goes back. We have to use like two 50-foot extension cords when we weed whack and such. Which, I mean, I guess that's fine, but if it were a battery, it'd be probably pretty nice. You hate it. I feel ya. Oh, your leaf blower. Yeah, I feel you. Sometimes I don't know what my lines are doing. For the rest of the weekend, work. It's always work for me. All I do is work. How about you? All I do is work. At least until I get caught up on the portraits. Then I can kind of do whatever I want. Though I might need to make a hard decision at some point. If I don't get more patrons or can't grow my Patreon more, I might need to quit my Patreon and get a full-time job. But hopefully I won't get to that point. I'm gonna fight, but if I don't start making more money soon, I'm gonna have to switch. Your lines are doing alright? Alright, cool. Cleaning day, vacuum, mop floors, dust, clean bathrooms. Put on some good music and do it. Should be a good time. Maybe I'll put some, like, things in the background here. Like a teacup. Just make the scene more interesting. it'd be a lot, Kat. Like, it's probably not gonna happen. The weirdest thing is I get the most patrons when I go to shows, and I can actually explain what my Patreon is. It's really hard to market my Patreon. And originally it was supposed to be for kids, and it's really hard to market to kids because you have to market to parents, and then the parents have to want it for the kids and stuff like that. So it's rough. But I don't know. I think I'm doing a lot of work, and if I don't know if it would be more or less work to have a different job doing things right now. I've thought about it, but I don't know. It'll probably be a few more months before I actually figure out what to do with that. Because the problem is, if I get a real job again, I'll lose time for portraits too, and that's what I need right now, is time to get the portraits done. So it's like every time I get to the point of, okay, I'm gonna go find a new job now, I can't, because I'm like, well, if I push these off any longer, people are gonna be pissed. So it's like I have to finish what I have. It's just taking years, literal years. Anyway, I told myself I wouldn't get to this point on the stream, so I'm not gonna dive down there. But if you are a patron of mine, the best thing you can do to help is obviously spread the word, either sharing things online. When you get your packs, share them. If you know anybody in your family or friends who would be really interested in them, let them know. You know, word of mouth is incredible. So just spread the word. I think it's just my fault I don't know how to properly really talk about it. Because I have so many options on it that it's like, which one do I talk about and all that stuff. So anyway, it's tough. Do I have left until I'm caught up, or do I have in general, Saphira? Because until I'm caught up, it's still around 20. The problem has been people that aren't exactly as far back as the ones that I owe from COVID. They'll come in really upset, rightfully so, but they'll demand to have theirs done now, or I want a refund, which I don't offer refunds. But I tell them instead, well, if you want, I can pay you back like $20 a month until it's paid off, but that's as much as I can afford right now with what I have. And typically they're okay waiting, but I still have to move them up so that they don't freak out. So all these people who are patiently waiting since like 2019, theirs keep getting pushed off because these people who bought them in like 20 or 21 are coming back to me and they're like, I want it done now. So I had that happen to me last week. It was either last week or whenever the end of November was. And so I'm having to interject 2 more portraits before Christmas. And it's like I can't say, hey, you know, it's a rush job, whatever. I need more money because I owe these people these things. So I'm not mad at them for being mad at me at all, because I get it. You have every right. So I'm doing what I can. But overall I have like 30 or 40 total, but 20 I need to get done to be caught up. And all I want to be is caught up. I'm okay if I'm still doing them. I like doing them. I don't know how I still like doing them. They have such a negative connotation with me now, but I still like doing them. So, I think these are done. I think I'm noodling. No, I have to go in and do like, you know, the white portions of things. This one needs some help. I need to figure out what to do with this one. This one I might go in with some ink and actually just do a lot of intricate work in here. I know she'll like it because she likes in general just mice and things eating fancy food, but I just want to make sure it's up to snuff with the past ones I've given her. But I'll probably come in with the pen and make it a lot nicer. I'll be okay, Sophia. I get in that panic mode. My panic mode is figuring out how to get out of being trapped. And to do that, I'm like, well, I need to get a job. But then if I get a job, then it's going to affect the people who, are already mad at me. And then I go back to being, okay, just need to do the thing. So, anyway. Really? Oh, Denmark, you're so sweet. I'm glad you enjoy it. Well, let me take pictures of these for my patrons, and I will... For anybody here who is a patron, do you enjoy seeing the process gifts I make with these? Where you see, like, the process animated and overlaid on itself? Or is it kind of just busy work I shouldn't be doing? I am curious about that. Oh, EB, you're so sweet. Thank you for being so sweet. I collect ATCs. I love seeing the process. This is the first time I've been able to catch one on the stream, so welcome, Wes! I'm glad you like ATCs. Yay! ATCs are so fun. I like buying them. I like making them. Aren't they just like the nicest little chunk of thing to do? I don't know. They are so fun. Okay, so Kat, you think it's worth it then too? Thank you for the insight, West. I appreciate that. ATCs, artist trading cards. So they're kind of this, I don't want to say underground, but I do feel like they're not very mainstream. But if you look up like artist trading cards under the, the hashtag on Instagram or anywhere kind of online. It might be under ATCs, it might be under ATC, it might be under Artist Trading Card, it might be under ACEO, which is like Artist Collectible Edition Original, I think. But they're kind of the same deal. But they're all like tinier pieces. They don't have to be painted, they can be drawn and stuff. But they're typically tinier, and people sell them, people give them away. There's an ATC swap that my husband and I used to do pretty religiously back in the day, where you like send a few ATCs in to them and they send you a couple random ones from other people back. It's really fun. And that's my buddy Pabkins who does that. And she's gained some notoriety for it. So if you're really into that and you want free art and you want to make art and be a part of a community, that's a great way to do it. You can find, I think it's on pabkins.com. You can find out how to do it. But that's kind of her bread and butter, man. That's what she does. She's very nice, and she every month she's mixing and matching and sending cards back out for people. So if you're into that, give it a look. It's pretty exciting. I really miss doing it. I miss having the time to do an ATC to send her, because it was really fun. And then you can get like a trading card binder and just keep original art in it. So you've got like a binder that's usually for trading cards like Pokemon and stuff, but you're filling it with original art, so it can be really, really cool. Oh, you are? You're part of Papkin Swap? All right. Oh no, Ari. Shoot, one of these is yours. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Do you want me to keep it a surprise? I can cover it up. I mean, I'm covering it up right now. It's this one, but oh no. I didn't think you'd show up. I'm sorry. Damn it. I usually make sure nobody's in the stream before I start doing them. But if you want, I can keep that one down there and you won't see it. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel bad I didn't realize right away. Okay. Because I know you like octopuses and reading and stuff, and I like it. So here it is so far. Still got a little ways to go on them. But I appreciate it. Yeah, there's a possibility that that one might show up too. He might show up. I don't know. Though he's usually pretty indifferent. If he shows up, he's not like, he's like, I ruined the surprise. Oh well. He doesn't mind. I hope you liked last month's, Ari. Sorry, these are usually the last things I send out because I don't want to rush them. So this month I'm trying to get ahead of it. Actually, Ari, did you find me through Papkins? I'm super curious. I didn't actually think about that that might be why. Oh my god, my bulldog is outside the door just crying. She hates it when I'm in a different room than her. And the octopus is an amazing animal. It's true. Really? Oh, that's so exciting. Please feel free to send me a picture anytime of the binder. I really love seeing these collections for real. Like, even if they're just the little prints I send out every month with the stories. Man, I think it's magical. I don't know. Because I don't even do it on my own, and I really should. I should have just a binder of the ones I've been doing. I will make a book eventually of them, but for the moment, this is all I got, so I just think it's so cool to see the collections, and I don't know, of course there's a little bit of pride with it. How couldn't there be, I'm so glad you loved them. Is through Papkins? Dang. Did she mention me in a stream or something? Yeah, it's crazy, like, just how long we've known her. It's one of those weird things where you don't realize how long you've known, like, an internet buddy until you actually, like, think about it, It's like, I think we found her. Actually, my husband might have even found her. I can't even remember now. I can't remember if it was through Twitch or something else. But yeah, we used to do the swap every month. We were pretty religious about it. And then eventually, it's just, we just got so busy. But it kills me I can't do it anymore because I love doing it so much. And she's so nice about it, and she does such an amazing job. I think I might actually take ink to this one. I think that would make that one look a lot better. Oh, collection. I still haven't seen one of the ATC books. I'm actually looking forward to eventually seeing one. Let's see, let's add some gold and some stuff here. Make it just feel a little bit more special. Glasses. Some trim. There's a couple Dandikin I'm very behind on, so usually on my streams I'm doing personal art because it's the couple hours every week I get to myself, but I'm so behind on a few people that I really gotta get ahead with these. There's one of my Dandikin who I owe many months. I'll just say that, many months worth, and she's been amazing with letting me kind of, you know, be a little bit late on all that, and she will get all of it. She will. It's just taking me a bit to get to it. But I think this month is the month I'm gonna go hard, and one of the days is just gonna be all her stuff. So sometimes you gotta do that, but she has been so gracious. I've been very lucky. Alright, and since Gabe's gonna be doing his watercolor class in a couple hours, I guess I could try to find you guys some info if you want. It's free from what I understand. Oh, no, that's really old. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, here we go. If anybody's interested. Alright. And I'll be going over this again with some darker colors and things. I do suggest, though, if you are like me and you have trouble like working on one piece at a time and you end up overworking it because you are so impatient and you can't let it dry, to try doing this. You know, wait till you have a couple pieces lined up that you could do at the same time and then do it this way. Because, man, I have such trouble sometimes. I just want to keep painting. And honestly, I think I'm going to try switching to some acrylic gouache after this. Next time I paint, because I think that's gonna help me. So it dries quicker, and it's like acrylic, but it's still gouache, and I've been meaning to try it. So I think the next time I'm doing ATCs like this, I might just go the acrylic gouache route instead of watercolor. I mean, I can use both on the same piece, and I think I will. Watercolor's nice for these initial beginnings, but the acrylic gouache would be nice to use instead of just, you know, gouache or acrylic, that sort of deal. So you can see how much darker the lines will be once I get going on this. Oh, I do need to really sharpen my pencil now. It's been a minute. I know, right? It's nice because I love gouache, but sometimes I don't have the temperament to wait for it to like fully solidify. Like the problem with gouache is, in my eyes, that it doesn't stay solidified, and that's the part I like about the acrylic gouache, is because it solidifies and it stays that way. When if I want it to, you know, be reconstituted, I'll use regular gouache, but I like that it's matte. Acrylic gouache is matte, and I can, you know, kind of go over it again, which is the frustrating part of gouache, but it's also the best part of gouache. So it's kind of a mood-based thing. It's like if I feel like I want a painting to kind of be able to transition in things, I'll use gouache. But if I want it to kind of stay put, I'll use watercolor and acrylic gouache. Yes, the matteness. Oh my god. It's the best part about it. It's the thing I hate most about acrylic, is that it's shiny. Like it just throws off whatever you're trying to do with the piece, is when the acrylic like throws light in a spot you don't want it. And it's like, great. Thank you. But that's the best thing about acrylic gouache, so you don't get that effect because it's matte. So it's nice. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying with watercolor too. It's just, if you don't have the patience for it, you have to either work around it or just not do it that day. It can be rough. I'm sorry I ruined the surprise for you, Ari. I feel bad. But hopefully it's been kind of cool, I guess, seeing one of them get done a bit. Maybe that's a good thing, yeah? I don't know. I still feel guilty, but hopefully it's more of a better thing. Oh, I don't have my pencil sharpener. Damn it. I have to use this one. Don't break, don't break. Ooh. Oh man. I'll have to use this this guy. Sorry about the sores on my fingers. I don't know what they're from. They just appeared. If it was like from biting my nails or something, I would honestly own up to that. But I haven't done that for a long, long time. I'm very proud of that. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Especially if you've already wood burned into the wood a little bit and you use the gouache or watercolor as kind of a wash over it, and then you go in with the opaqueness of it, it can be really cool. I love that look. Because then you're getting the, you know, the look of the burned wood, but you're also getting some color in there. And it's a pretty cool mix. Oh, good. Oh, that makes me feel a little bit better, Ari. Thank you. I feel like I should put some sort of warning or something up. Like, hey, if you're one of my Dandikin, I'm working on stuff today, you might see it. Gotta turn the canvas here, or else I can't reach it. Give me 2 seconds, I'll put it back in a sec. Kids mixed ideas the way. Yeah, it's fun, man. I don't know, and I think there's cool to kind of have, it's cool to have a proficiency with different tools to where you know where to inject them in the process so they work the best way they can. I think there's something really elegant to that, and that's where I think mixed media really shines, is if you learn the best way to use certain materials and when to inject them into a piece. I think that's almost cooler than just using that one. You know what I mean? Like, there is something to having that kind of technical prowess where you have that knowledge, you know? Because there's something with, like, gel pens, you can't put them over colored pencils. Like, for the most part, you can't do it. It just, the ink won't sit on, I guess it's graphite? I don't know what it is. But it won't sit on top of it. It makes it's really waxy and it doesn't allow it. So you have to use the gel pen at a different point in the process before you get to the colored pencil part, or else it's just not gonna work the way you want it to. So the whole, you know, jack of all trades, master of none thing, it's BS. Let me read the whole thing. Jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So, if you've only heard, you know, the half of it, because for the longest time I had only heard the first half and I felt like crap. And then I heard the rest of it and I was like, okay. So somebody else was changing the words for whatever their agenda was, aka making me feel like crap for some reason. So there's that. And for anybody else who's in here that's one of my Dandakin, if you ever want to like update your list to have more things that you're interested in or things you like, please feel free. The more information I have in those sheets, the better. Because eventually I kind of run low on ideas. So then I start tapping into what I like to do, which if you're cool with that, cool. But if you still want me to make things that, you know, you're gonna get Cloverkin style stuff. I have one person who's been on so long that like their list is just long gone and I've just been doing kind of what I want for theirs. And they seem happy, but just a little PSA, I guess. You don't know what you want to be when you grow up? I don't know if you ever have to answer that. If you are what you want to be right now, or if you're happy with who you are right now, then maybe you don't need to pick what you want to be. If you're happy now, you know? I mean, I think the small answer of purpose of life is to be happy. So if any point in your life you're happy, then whatever you're doing is turning out okay. If you're not happy, change what you're doing. Oh, titanium white. You can mix it with their touch-up texture. Yeah, usually when that happens and I still need white, I'll use one of the gouaches, honestly. I'll use either permanent white or I think one of these is... There's a permanent white, there's a titanium white, and there's a zinc white gouache. And usually, if it's not working, you gotta go to the paint. You know? The paint's the only way to get the white on there when the gel pen is like, no! Gel pen is, like, I'd say famously stubborn. It really is. And honestly, I've started using the white Posca more than my gel pens because it's just more to the point and it's like super opaque and I can use it to smudge and do my magic really nicely. So I've very rarely used my gel pens lately. Great value in ADA accessibility, but I'm currently a business analyst and not what I want. Well, at least like you might be able to change their viewpoint while you're there, right? So that's a win. I mean, if you can get that, I think, yeah. But yeah, the wax and colored pencils, like for these Col-Erase, which don't even really exist anymore, the white and the black are just unusable to me. Like they don't play well with anything. They don't look good with anything. So usually I switch to my Prismacolor Premiers because they're so much softer. They almost act like a pastel, but then if I really need a pastel, I use a pastel. But the gel pens and the Col-Erase, they're kind of finding their way out of my tool set. I mean, for anybody who was wondering, I guess, about my tools, I wonder if I still have that link here. I have a link for my tool set, or at least the white tools and why I use them, but picking and packing a paint palette, if anybody wants to know about that. For any patrons I have that are in here that didn't know about the tutorials, I have a few already, so if you're wondering about what tutorials I've got right now, these are some. I just did one last month too for a new series I'm doing with tutorials, so... Oh, damn you. You might have to copy and paste that, otherwise it might not work. A damn thing. Alright, I'm gonna have to go soon because Gabe's got that class tonight. He's got to prep his stream area. So I stream watercolor, then he's gonna stream watercolor. And remember, I stream on Saturdays at 2 p.m. CST, which is 2.5 hours ago, if you're interested in showing up next weekend. So we got pretty far today. I've got to do a few things to these to kind of wrap them up. Not completely done, but hopefully I can send them out next week. I also have to announce this month's Clover card and monthly Mythical Guardian. For anybody who's wondering too, you can multi-tier as well. So if you're interested in doing a couple tiers, like you want Clover cards and you want the Guardians, you just have to join the Guardian tier and add on the amount for the Clover cards. And I'll just know. I'll know that you get both. It's pretty slick, honestly. But you gotta tell me when you move. Patreon does not tell us when somebody changes their address, and it is the biggest pain in the ass ever. I don't know who thought that was a smart idea or thought they didn't need it, but it's really, really dumb. Really, really dumb. They haven't fixed it. I don't know how many times I've like messaged them like, hey, this is really affecting our workflow. Can we please get a notification when they change it? Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm losing my voice. So, anybody have anything left they want to talk about? Probably sign off in a second here. I think for the snow I might actually just take some paint. As much as I like using my white pen, I think this needs more paint. Oh my god, that hurts. Ah. Oh. Oh no. Okay, let's try this now. Oh yeah, sometimes you just gotta go with some gouache, man. Like if your Poscas aren't doing it and you need a certain look, you want some soft snow but you don't want it to be like too crazy, gotta go with the gouache. Oh, that smells like gum arabic, wow. Yeesh. Oh, thanks, Pox. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've had fun on all these. The tiramisu I have to fix. There's some stuff that's just not... Like, it's like the setting of it is just not working for me, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Somehow. But we got pretty far on 4 of these. started with the sketches and got this far, so. I think this one is the best, like, in terms of solidified as a piece. This one has a little ways to go, but I think it'll be good once I get it there. This one, like I said, it's not even at 50% right now. This one's almost done. And I mean, once I tear off the sides, it'll look better. It's weird how much, like, tearing off the tape makes it look better, but you can see it's like, once it's got a clean side on it, it looks good. It's all this dirty junk at the bottom that's like, ugh. So anyway, and you're so welcome, box. Thank you for thanking me. I've had fun talking with everybody. Thank you, Sophia. I appreciate it. I hope we can all stay sane this month, because you know December. It's rough. It's rough no matter who you talk to. It can be very happy, but it can also be pretty rough. So check in with your friends, make sure they're okay. All that sort of stuff. Buttered pecan sipping cream. Whoa. Oh, hell yeah, do the tiramisu. Oh my god, put it in there. Oh man. I want that now. Sipping cream, what a good idea. Anyway, okay. Next Saturday. I will see you all then. Sorry I gotta peel out. I wish I could, like, stay on and raid somebody, but Gabe's gotta use the computer, so he's got his class. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. 2.5 hours ago. Next Saturday. And I'll let you know on Discord or on here if I won't be able to make it, because if I'm, whatever, too busy or what have you. So, up until then, take care of yourself. Check in with your friends. And have a good week, okay? I love you. Bye.